been in the industry for over 25 years. We will be sending the link to our Facebook page on the chat box to know more about us. Also, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Narayan Mohi Ranjithan. He is the one who made Headway possible. He is also the academic consultant for Headway Learning Solutions and has been in the industry of training and teaching for over 30 years. Please welcome Mr. Narayan. Mr. Narayan, over to you.
Thank you, Amanda, for that very brief but very informative information about both the American Center and Headway, as well as what we intend to do. So I also welcome 3 of our current batch, that is batch 7, who are actually following the course at the moment. They have 1 more day, 2 more days to go until they finish this program. So I have asked them, we invited them to share their thoughts with you guys about their experience. Before that, I'd like to have a very simple and short slideshow as to introduce the program. What is there for you to gain? So let me start with that. This is the 8th consecutive training program. So Amanda, can you admit those people while they enter? Because in my screen, I can see them. Okay, right. So it is entitled English Language ESL Teacher Training Program for second language teachers. It is not meant for first language teachers, but for second language teachers. So let me thank the American Center, because American Center has been helping us, assisting us, and assisting you to have these courses for the last 3-4 years. And we have been working with them for more than 15 years. The teacher training started 5 years ago, about 2 years before the corona outbreak came to Sri Lanka. So until then, before that also, we were doing this. Let me thank American Center for funding this program throughout the years. And not only this, they are funding so many other programs with us, as well as with other people. And Headway School of Languages, or Headway Learning Solutions, has been their English teaching partner for the last 5 years. Okay, so Headway Learning Solutions, as Amanda said, we have been working in this field for 25 years now. We were to celebrate our 25th anniversary. For obvious reasons, we did not do it in a grand scale because of the economic condition of the country. And DynEd is our partner. DynEd comes from San Francisco in the US, and they are the leading software providers, English language solution providers for the world. And we are working with them as their channel partner in Sri Lanka. And on top of that, we involved in teacher training, and we have lots of other branches as well as franchises around the country. Okay, so that is a brief introduction about us. Now, let us look at a brief introduction to the course. The duration of the course will be 2.5 months. That is, in 12 classes, you will be doing this. 11 classes will be the actual course, and the 12th class will be an exam. So we will be learning a lot within those 10-week period. Time will be 9 to 12 in the morning. At the moment online, but we can't say anything about what is going on in the country. So if conditions improve, we might meet everybody on in person as well. So let us keep our fingers crossed. We had out of 8 batches, we had only 2 batches in person. Then the corona outbreak happened, and then we stopped doing that in person. Then everything became online. The previous course, the people whom you are going to meet, they were also invited to come to face-to-face session, but again we were forced to stop that because of this all those things happening around in the country. So, but this time we are going to start at 9 o'clock and end at 12 o'clock. If you have any other commitments, like you are following another course or an exam, or you are preparing for an important exam, or you are getting married within this week, within these 2 months, better stop and apply next time. Okay. Commencing on the 23rd of July. That means we have only 2 weeks in between for the selection process. So basically, this is what resource persons will be me. My name is Naren Moharanjidan. I am the academic consultant of this company. You will come to know more about me once we start working with you. And Susan Ritchie, the project coordinator, she is mostly at the background helping me. But this time from the 8th batch, I would like to give her also 1 or 2 sessions so that she can do certain sessions with you guys. Right. So now what do we have to offer you? We are going to talk to you about interesting ways to teach grammar in Sri Lanka for the last more than 50 years. Yes, I should say more than 50 years. The same old method of grammar teaching has been followed. Unfortunately, sometimes they are not very effective. I am telling you with the experience of my teaching in government schools for 14 years, after when I resigned from that job and I started my own things. So with the experience of both sides, grammar teaching is a main concern, which is not done properly. And that could be one reason why many of our school children, when they come out of school, are unable to speak English or operate in English in a fluent way. So we will be focusing on grammar, not a lot, but different methods should be proposed. Practical techniques to teach speaking. And this is also one of the bigger areas where children and especially adults, when they come to you, they ask you, they usually ask you, can you teach me to speak the language? My grammar is good, but I can't speak the language. So how do you do interesting activities in class? Different approaches to handle reading, the other skill. And then, of course, writing activities, different ways how you can interestingly approach writing, because many children don't like these things in class. So our major premise will be how to make children enjoy learning English. That would be my motto in my head whenever I teach you. Introduction to learner independence, how independently they are supposed to learn, getting from resources from outside and all that, and also planning an individual lesson and a series of lessons. How to plan, that will be a short session. Some people hate lesson planning if you are already a teacher. So we'll see how why we need to plan our lessons, how we can do it in an interesting way. That will be taught. Some additional thing, how to use online platforms to teach English, but still it is continuing, unfortunately. But we will not learn per se, but when you look at the activities that we do, automatically you will get an idea of doing this. Okay. And one more thing, teaching and developmental psychology. This is a new thing that we didn't touch in all these courses, but all these batches, but from your batch, we are going to do this. A little bit of psychology, not a lot, but a little. All right. How are you selected? Right. Before we go to how you are selected, I would like to play a video of the current batch about their thoughts about this course. So they thankfully put a video together, and here is some of them are giving their opinions about the course. And later on, I will invite some people who are already in the group. They are waiting to answer my questions. Here is a small video for you.
Teaching English has been one of the biggest dreams I ever had. Initially, I was selected to teach maths and science for students. Teaching English was one of my biggest dreams. This dream came true just because of American Embassy together with Headway Learning Solutions joining hands to provide a very nice course in the name of English as a Second Language Teacher Training. It has been a wonderful opportunity that we joined for the batch 7 with a marvelous team, and Naren sir guided us in a way more precise to make the learning experience beautiful. It was a wonderful opportunity we had through online. I guess this is one of the best courses that you will ever attend, and we enjoyed seriously well with Naren sir. I would like to thank the team Headway, Madam Susan, and also Sir Sanjeeva for granting us this amazing opportunity. Thank you, Team Headway. Thank you, Naren sir. It was a wonderful journey together.
Getting the opportunity to follow this ESL course was one of the greatest tremendous experience that I have recently. Being a teacher, I have been able to upgrade myself by following this course. I really appreciate the service which was done by Mr. Narayan, Headway, and the Untitled Center. I'm really thankful to all of you for giving me this opportunity.
ESL teacher training program paved the way for me to acquire knowledge with regards to the manner of teaching English language to students in a methodical manner. Further, I was able to be aware about numerous terminologies of teaching as well as about the manner of planning a lesson successfully. I consider being selected to do this course as a great privilege in my life. I personally feel that I have gained an improvement in my career as a teacher. I am really thankful and grateful for all the knowledge and guidance I received. Thank you very much, Narayan sir, Headway Learning Solutions, and the American Center Colombo for rendering us this precious opportunity.
As teacher trainees, we are so grateful to the American Center for offering this tremendous opportunity to enhance our teaching skills. At the same time, a special word of thanks should go to Narayan sir. I learned a lot of teaching techniques and methodologies that I was not aware of earlier. It's a great opportunity to develop ourselves as teachers and to get to know each other. And I think Headway and American Center, Narayan sir, everyone has helped us a lot to develop as ESL teachers, and I thank every one of them for their immense help.
I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the American Center, Headway Learning Solutions, Narayan sir, Suzanne, and Sanjay for providing us this amazing opportunity for all of us. Although we are teachers, this teacher training program has helped us to learn new skills and to become better teachers. I'm sure all of us who the past few weeks as the most valuable learning experience of our lives. Narayan sir, thank you so much for making this learning so enjoyable and for providing such good new friends. Thank you so much, sir. This is a blessing we got in our lives. Thank you.
The lectures were great. As teachers, we learn many interactive teaching methodologies and approaches from this course. We were able to improve our teaching skills too. I truly appreciate this course. I want to thank the American Center and the Headway team, especially to our lecturer, Mr. Narayan sir. Once again, thank you very much for the wonderful course.
Through this program, I was able to elevate my teaching skills and adopt effective teaching techniques that we should have as teachers, those who teach English as a second language. Also, learning with Mr. Narayan was a fun experience. He's a wonderful teacher, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the American Center and the Headway Learning Solutions for facilitating and sponsoring this program for us.
After being selected for this wonderful course, it would be a great opportunity to be educated by Mr. Narayan and the friendly staff, because that is not only a course that helps your ESL teaching. Also, it is a place to improve your English knowledge as well as various abilities. It made us good announcers, actors, and presenters as well as best friends. My sincere gratitude to every person who arranged a wonderful course for us. And my pleasure to thank my sir and my wonderful colleagues to make a beautiful and effective memory for life. Otherwise, it makes an upliftment of my teaching career. I wish you all the freshers to find success by being with them.
Okay, so that was just a quick video. And now I'd like to ask some people here who are gathered here some questions. So let me start with So I have 3 people from the previous batch. So let me start with
Hello.
Rukshana. Rukshana,
Walaikum
I have
assalam.
a question for you.
Sir, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we have 3 people here who are going to share their experience with us. Now, Rukshana, I'll start with you. Rukshana has been a very attentive trainee throughout the period of her training, and her contributions in the class were awesome. So let me ask her, she lives in Jaffna as a trainee, a teacher training trainee. So in what ways do you think this has helped? Especially you were asked to come in person, so you were ready to come, even from Jaffna. So did you meet your expectations in this course? How was it useful for you?
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So, I'm Fatima Rukshana Kader. I am an ELT English language teaching practitioner and English literature student in the University of Jaffna. So, I'm in my 3rd year, who is continuing English language practice in the university. So, when it comes to this course, my personal, I was rejected I was disqualified to enter this course because I didn't have experience. So I was so worried because I wanted to, my motto is to learn more new strategies and more new methods to teach English. As you said, sir, how to make children enjoy learning English. So the same motto I'm having, because I have seen many people, many students are struggling to speak even though they study English, they study their second language. When it comes to this course emotion for me, ESL teacher training is dream for me to achieve. So therefore I came into that. And one experience I had recently is that how this course became a useful thing for me is that I went to college from my university for a teacher training. There I used the method which I studied in the ESL course to teach grammar. I taught distance, so the teacher trainers totally admired by that. I was totally, so I would thank that this became useful thing for me to use new methods and new strategies in my personal life. So thank you so much for giving me this chance. Thank you. So you're muted.
Thank you very much for genuine thoughts, Rukshana. Rukshana said she was rejected previously for 3-4 times, and then she got selected on the 4th or 5th time, I suppose. Right? That happens. Don't worry if you are not selected this time. Some of you might have applied last time, but maybe you might be selected this time as well. Oh, let's look at Anne now. We have Anne Perera. Anne Perera comes from, I think, from Kandana, not very far away from Colombo. So she was also a very good attendee. Her attendance was good and her contributions were awesome. Now tell me, and tell our audience here, which is the most interesting or most useful aspect of teaching that you learned in this course?
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. When it comes to benefits from this course, it's very hard to pick one particular thing because each and everything just contributes to be a better teacher. But if I'm to really select one and say, it would be the fact that you, all this time you would be coming from a background where you were a teacher. But in this particular class, you have the ability to experience being a teacher by being a student. So within this class, you're a student, but at the end of the day, you're trained to become a teacher, which I think is very valuable. And also with that, the activities which you do, it's like each and everything is like, you don't really do it in a theoretical manner where you use books or you memorize what you're supposed to say, but instead you're experiencing it as a student. You will be like, okay, you be the student and you will be like, okay, this is how things are happening. This is how the student thinks. This is how the student feels. So all of that contributes in making you an amazing teacher. And I think that's the most beneficial part of the course.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Sorry, Anne. So as Anne said, that you get this first-hand experience of being a student, even from the first class, that would give you the right opportunity to be a student and as well as to become a teacher at the end of the day. Thank you. And now we also have here Shazmin Basheer, who is also, as well as the other two, like all the others, that we are very, very attentive students and a person who contributes a lot in the conversations in the class. Now, tell me, in general, how do you think this is going to be useful in your future career? It means you are already a teacher, you're teaching adults, I suppose. But how do you think this training can enhance your teaching skills further? Shazmin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this introduction and opportunity for us to talk today. Yes, I teach English to adults, and in this course, I think the best part was that we have learned how to make teaching fun. It's not a boring experience for us or for our students. Even our students now, I have seen this change even in this short time. They're enjoying the classes that I take, the activities, the techniques that I use here. It's all about making teaching fun. So I think in future, my students will want to come to my class even more, because now I'm becoming a much more interactive teacher. From the traditional methods, the boring methods, we have transitioned into like very fun ways of teaching, which is a huge advantage that we received here. And yes, a small message to all the participants. Maybe you might not get in this time, but keep trying. You will definitely get in. That's how we also did. We also had to try several times, but we will definitely get in, and this is worth it.
Thank you very much, Shazmin, for that wonderful experience sharing. Some of the things that you told, even I didn't realize, all of you. Very good enlightenment, even to me, that we have done a good job to you guys. Right, so let me go back to my slide. How are you selected? That's a big question, isn't it? There will be 25 people selected, okay? Based on this, first of all, you will do an online placement test right after this introduction. So we actually initially thought to invite you to American Center so that we can meet you in person and do these interviews and select you. There was a different process, but unfortunately we couldn't do that for obvious reasons, you know, and American Center also did not want to pressurize people and obligate them to come there in this very negative situation that we experience in the country. Therefore, again, we are doing this online, and only the shortlisted candidates will be interviewed by one of the resource persons, most probably by Amanda and Susan. They will talk to you and ask you about what you have been doing and all that. And then your performance in both will help us to select the deserving participants. Okay, that is in short. Right. So now, things to focus and to avoid. Okay. Wait a minute. There's somebody's trying to come in. Things to focus and avoid. Once you are selected, make sure you can commit yourself. That's what, if a wedding is on the way, if you're trying to go abroad within these 2 months, which is unlikely to happen in the given situation. But if you're in the middle of another course where the final exam is close by, or you're transitioning into another job or something, better give this chance to somebody else, because I don't want people to go halfway through, actually making some other people lose their own chances. So second one is important, avoid plagiarism when filling the selection questionnaire. Unfortunately, you will lose it. Last time also, about at least 6 or 7 people lost their chance of getting into the course because the placement test will have a question. So what you can simply do is to type that question in the Google search engine, and then you get some answers, you paste it in your placement test, then we will immediately find out, because we have software to find out whether it's your own writing or is it plagiarized. Plagiarism, if you are not very sure, that means copying from the internet. So that's a very common thing nowadays. Anything you ask, people can quickly go and use the search engine to find out the right answer, and then they put it on the question. Please don't do that. We are not very particular about whether, if you are an expert in English teaching, why should we take you? So it's not that, but we are looking at your language and the way you answer, your attitudes and all that, by looking at that placement test. That's what we are doing. So don't go to that extent. So number 3, you agree to have a camera switched on during the session. I don't want you to, this is not a class where you do your cooking and listen to the course while you're cooking, or you do some other work on the internet or on your screen, and while just doing that, just to have another certificate on your in the file. So in your job file or career file or whatever you call it, this is a very practical one. We need to see each other and interact with each other. And at the same time, if we have the opportunity of doing this face-to-face, you should be able to come to the class in person, get ready for that as well, and then prepare to work hard. And there will be assignments. There will be 3 assignments given to you, and interact with each other during the 12 weeks of the course. Right. Okay. So that is simply what you are supposed to be doing and not doing. Okay. So these are some of the pictures of the first batch. No, this is the second batch. Our first batch was all in person, so we didn't have to worry about meeting online. So that was our second course. But these people also came in person, and then halfway through we were hit by Corona, and then we had to change into online. So this is their prize giving. That also happened online, unfortunately. And then we have the second batch 3 was also equally interactive. Everything was done online. So this is our second batch, our third batch. And then we had the 4th batch. Also, these people also came from very different parts of the country. Now the second and the third and the 4th batch we started admitting people from all over the country, because that is online. So these are people from Jaffna to Matara to Kandy, Batiklo, Norelia, so many places. Same thing happened in the 5th batch. 5th batch also, we invited people from all over the country, where we had a very good experience of different parts of the country. People shared their own experiences. That was there. And then we had our 6th batch. 6th batch is also from people from different parts of the country, because we were still getting ready. We were not getting ready to meet face-to-face. But batch 7 was a special batch, an unfortunate batch, I should say, because these people were selected to do the course in person, but we never met. All these people we have never met in person. So we hope to meet today in person, but again the petrol problem came in, and then we had to forget it. But we hope to meet at least at the prize giving day. And batch 8, you guys, hopefully we will start from online, and then we'll switch on to face-to-face, hopefully. Any questions? So after answering your questions, I'd like to thank you for attending, and then 25 people will be selected from this course. So I will wait a few minutes. We are also waiting for a representative from a director from American Center. If he's there, he would speak a few words to you, and the questions will follow. Now, is there any question?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes.
I'm Yohan. I have one question that I have in my mind. I need to clear it out. Sir, is this course, is it like internationally qualified certificate that you provide? Or, I mean, what type of a qualification could be obtained?
Thank you. So, thank you, Johan. This is a very, very frequently asked question. Now, this course is aimed to give you a good experience of teaching and learn practical skills. And it's free of charge for you. You are not going to pay anything for this. You are not going to be paid. So, of course, Headway will be paid for this effort. But what I mean is, we have, if you are intent to do qualifications, we have TKT, Teachers Knowledge Test, and then we also have CELTA, Certificate of English Teaching for Adults, that is done by Cambridge, run by British Council in Sri Lanka. Those courses are paid courses and you get qualification certificates. But all other certificates in Sri Lanka, unless otherwise they are affiliated to university, will not have the what can I say, the academic qualification wise, they won't be recognized. But if you are given a chance to teach, you go to an interview, and we do that all the time. Whoever comes to us to be selected as a teacher, we first give them a pen and a board marker and the board to teach them. So if you are in such a situation, you will gain a lot of marks or a credit from your employer in the future. And if you're an existing teacher, it will change your life in a drastic way, I should say, if you follow the method that we give. So it is not a qualification, but a better experience to evolve as a good teacher. That is what this course is intended to do. Okay. I hope you answered your question.
Of course, you did. Thank you.
Okay. Another question. Frequently asked question. When will I get a certificate? When, in the sense, what are the obligations? First is 80% of, as I told you before, 80%, and then you have to give very good grades for your assignments, and then of course your attendance in the class. I mean, your not as physical attendance, but the way what you collaborate with each other, we'll be observing that, and your certificates will be graded. A, B, C, and participated. Participated means you just came, but you didn't do a lot of things. A means you excellently did well in your assignments as well as your contributions in the exam, in the course in general. Okay, that's why we selected. All right. So more questions can be asked once you got selected and during your interviews with you guys. Please answer your calls when Susan or Amanda calls you, because sometimes people get selected, but they forget that they have to answer the calls. Okay, and there will be video calls to do the selection process. Thank you very much. So Sanjeeva, are you there? Amanda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think Sanjay can meet them once the selection is done on the first day, probably. So now we should be giving them the test. Once you completed the test, okay.
So I have sent it on the chat box.
Right. Okay. The chat box to everybody. There are two links. First link is about Headway, Facebook, not that one. Look at the second link. Okay. I will copy that. No, I am unable to copy that, but you can just click on that. No, I can copy. And I'll put it in the link here. This is the link. But I'm just showing you, but you can go to the chat and simply get the link. Okay, we will be there for some time. Amanda will be there for some time. If you have any problem, you can chat with her, whether you are able to join or not join. It is after you do that, please click the submit button. It will automatically reach us. Okay, it's a Google page. And again, once again, I thank you, thank Anne, Rukshana, and Shashmi, for contributing today, and we'll see you at 2 o'clock. You can leave. Thank you, Shazmin, Anne, and Rukshana.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Sir, we don't see the chat box. I can't find it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can you click on the chat?
Okay. All right. Now it's right. Just a moment.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now it's appearing. Right. Okay. So I go into the link below. Okay, for the place. Right, sir. Now it's appearing. Right. Thank you, sir.
Either click that or cut and paste it in your browser. It will take you to the exam.
Okay.
So we will be there for some time until you, others, you can just come back again and ask questions, right? All right, Amanda, can I say bye?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. No, if there's any questions, I'll just forward a message. Will you be here, sir?
I'll be there for another 10 minutes or so.